So I was saying that Shabri waited for Ram for so long, for so many years, right? And Vishnu, mute your. Vishnu, mute it, please. And so she waited, and eventually at the end, Ram came in front of her and blessed her. She could offer her love, her devotion to Ram, and Shabri died at the feet of Ram. Okay, and indeed she was very blessed. To be noted again, she was from a low caste. She was illiterate, she was uneducated, and she was a woman. Previously, we had such a society in India where women were being considered inferior, right? So it is indeed a great thing in a society where a woman lives her life alone, praying God on the spiritual path, waiting for the Lord to come to at her doorstep, right? So that is a lesson to learn. Again, that for Ram, devotion matters. So the purpose of meeting Shabri was actually to ask Shabri whether she knew the whereabouts of Sita, where Sita was and all. But Shabri did not know. And Shabri advised him to go a bit forward and to meet the ape-like man, like Hanuman type people, right? Ape-like man who were at the Pampa Lake. Nearby Shabri Tina and Lake Kitapel Pampa Lake. So then Ram left that hut. He walked together with Lakshman. Probably Lakshman was with him, and they met that ape-like people, men there. And these people, actually what they got were certain jewelries of Sita, right? How it happened, like when Ravan was taking Sita away, Sita had few jewelries on her. She could bind those jewelries and throw them down. And when she threw them down, it took exactly at the Pampa Lake where these ape-like men were, right? So seeing that those jewelries, Ram knew that, okay, these jewelries are those of Sita. And he knew that he was in the proper direction in the search of Sita. In the forest itself, Ram met Hanuman. The greatest maybe devotee of Ram, you can say, was Hanuman. Hanuman helped Ram to meet Sugriv. Sugriv and Ram became very good friends, right? Sugriv had a brother whose name was Bali. At times we say Bali, at times we say Bali. It depends on, accent. So let's use Bali for now. Bali snatched the kingdom of Sugriv. It snatched everything from Sugriv, even the wife of Sugriv. Now Sugriv needed help. So it was Ram who helped Sugriv in getting back his kingdom and his wife. Ram was the only one who could kill Bali, right? He killed Bali. But now what was the problem? Sugriv I kill Bali. Okay. He was powerful enough to fight Bali. But Bali had a boon that whoever will come face to face with him, okay, the person will lose all his powers and Bali will get the powers. Like if I face Bali, I'll lose all my powers, and all the powers, Bali will get that. That's why it was a bit impossible for Sugriv to fight Bali. But Ram eventually, how to kill Bali, Leosi, Lipan face Rama as such, but Ramji actually Ramji actually li caché derrière un pied. Okay, he was hiding behind the tree, and then he could kill how to say Bali. Okay, that was the comment on appelle ça, the way how Bali was killed, right? So so the point was he met Sugriv, he established a friendship with Sugriv, and Sugriv in turn promised to help Ram also in search of Sita. Later on, Sugriv in Ramastuban, ape-like men, like, they all gathered and share the bridge to go to Lanka, etc. Okay. So that was about their friendship. So again, a lesson to be learned even when we have friends, we need to help each other in times of need. Now you have also Vibhishan, who came to surrender to Ram. Vibhishan was the brother of Ravan. He was kicked from Lanka. Ravan threw him away. Okay. Why he threw him away? Because Vibhishan was trying to tell Ravan that it was not wise, it was not correct, it was not according to dharma, okay, to kidnap a wife of someone. But Ravan, of course, he was arrogant. He knew what he was doing, so he threw away Vibhishan. And Vibhishan was a great devotee of Ram. He came to surrender to Ram. Okay? And Ram accepted him. That is the quality of Ram. Anyone who surrenders to Ram, okay, anyone who surrenders to Ram can Ram will accept them. Vijatena, pure devotion, pure heart, and all, right? Now, together with the ape-like man, Hanuman, with Sugriv and others, Ram was able to build the bridge to Lanka and was successful in defeating the demon Ram. Sita was thus rescued. So through the bridge, they all went to Lanka, and then they could defeat Ravan and bring back Sita. Okay, I guess the bridge is still there, but the bridge is actually under the sea now, underwater. So they all returned to Ayodhya, and Ram was made the king of Ayodhya there. But there was also, when he returned to Ayodhya, people were unhappy with Ram, because Ram, being the ideal person, people were talking that, gossiping Pritu, how could Ram accept a wife, a woman who stayed in the company of a stranger? That was Ravan. Though Sita had nothing to do with Ravan, Sita Patipilis, even the shadow of Ravan, to so shadow, right? So she was so pure in her thoughts. She was always thinking about Ram, taking the name of the Lord. But yet people were gossiping. And then Ram sent Sita to the forest again. When he became the king, of course, he sent Sita to the forest. And Sita at that time was pregnant, right? And Sita lived in the hermit there, and she delivered her 2 children, Love and Kush, in the forest. Now, Rama is a path maker. That is the very aim of God, to take incarnation, to show the right path. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said that whatever standard he sets, others do the same. Okay, usually quand we fait good actions, say we are actually following someone, the footstep of someone, right? So Ram, no doubt, is a path maker. Il montre-nous comme si the right path. Through the actions in his life, he has showed us the right way of living, to be the ideal person, to help others, how to be a good friend, etc. He has showed us by living those examples. In pratique tous ces examples là. He practiced dharma and he preached dharma too. Not only he preached that and all, but he also practiced everything. He abided by his father's command and he went to the forest, as we discussed earlier. He believed and he was practicing the Satyam Vada Dharmam Chara. This is from the Ved. Satyam Vada, Vada means to speak or to tell. Satyam, say the truth, to speak the truth. Dharmam Chara, Chara means to act or to do. So to do righteousness, to follow righteousness, to do righteous actions. So he eventually lived the Vedic way of life. What Vedas tell us how to live life, he eventually lived that way, right? These are the 10 principles of dharma which Ram followed, right? The fortitude, forgiveness, restraint, non-stealing, purity, control of senses, intelligence, knowledge, truth, and absence of anger. So these are the 10 principles of dharma. He also had universal love. He loved everyone equally, like Ninja Kevat and Shabri, even Jatayu, even Hanuman, even Vibhishan. Like we just said, Vibhishan was from the demon clan. He was the brother of Ravan. But he accepted everyone. He accepted their love, their devotion, irrespective of what they are, what caste they are from, the power, their status, and all, right? So again, a lesson to be learned from him. We talked about his friendship with Sugriv, how he defeated Bali and all, and how he defeated the demon. Comme on utilisait au commencement, that Brahma gave the Ravan the boon that no demon, no deity could kill him. So God himself incarnated to kill him, to destroy him, right? So it is often said that we should live as Ram lived. You know, if we have people in the world, everywhere in the world like Ram, so the world would be very peaceful. He is known to be a Purna avatar and full incarnation, parce que il est né, il grandit, il devient an adult, jusqu'à eventually après y aller. Even Krishna is the full incarnation, Purna avatar. He did not only kill demons, but he also has set examples for us to follow. He showed how to be an ideal son by obeying the parents, by respecting the parents. Ram taught us that one should be an ideal husband too. Though he banished the Sita, he sent Sita to the forest. Memsa, he was very faithful to the wife, right? He wanted to set Ram Raj. Ram Raj will say a perfect governance, or bien the ideal state. Even Gandhiji wanted India to become Ram Raj. In Ram Raj, say where everyone is happy, everyone is healthy, everyone is prosperous, they have everything, they have no complaints, right? So he eventually established the Ram Raj, but in today's world, we hardly see the Ram Raj in the world. So as a person, Ram personifies characteristics of an ideal person. In Jatala, he was Purushottam, Maryada Purushottam. He had all the virtues within him that any individual will seek to aspire, right? Ram is considered as Maryada Purushottam, we are the best of upholders of dharma. Ram's life and comments emphasize that one must pursue and live life fully. Okay, that all three life aims are equally important. Dans la vie, dharma important, virtue. Desires important, nous tournons our desires, and desires should be fulfilled. Tant ki ban désir li quite within certain limits, right? You can't desire to kill someone and then we go and kill the person. That is wrong. Okay. So desire should be within the limits within dharma. So it is important to even fulfill the desires. And also artha. Artha means wealth. Wealth, money is important, but excess of is not good as well, right? So Ram has performed dharma. He had desires. He enjoyed calm. He had wealth as a king, etc. So his life is this, what you call the Purushartha. So it's not wrong to follow these, and we need to. Of course, virtue is very important. Dharma is more important. Dharma is the foundation. Si nous pas apprendre dharma, comment to follow dharma, virtues, how to respect people, our life will be very unstable, right? So we learn these from Ram. Ram also adds that one must also introspect and never neglect what one's proper duties are, appropriate responsibility and all. À chaque fois, nous devons reflect on ourselves, how we are doing things, am I doing the right thing or not, right? Okay, c'est tout. Fine. So this is a bit about the life of Ram. I'll discuss the questions. I don't have many questions. So who was Ram? You tell me who was Ram. For 2 marks, write 2 things. You will say he was the prince of Ayodhya, whatever, right? Who are the parents, the wives, and the brothers of Ram? You need to know that. Parce que nous avons une question, Lola, right? Name one brother of Ram, for example. Why was he banished to the forest? Okay, what was the thing really that he went to the forest? What is meant by Ram Rajya? Describe Ram as a path maker. We talked about he's a path maker, il montre nous the right path, so describe him. Write about his meeting with Kevat, the boatman. C'est juste 3 points, so don't go into many details. Write about his meeting with Shabri. Okay. Ram excelled in friendship. It should be in. Ram excelled in friendship. Explain. That is, he became the friend of Sugriv and how he fulfilled that friendship. You write about it, what he did for Sugriv. Why did Ram incarnate on earth? Be brief with it when met les 5 points. Au fait, les 10 points. But write it briefly in a paragraph. Why did he incarnate? When he incarnated, what he did for us and all. Okay. So these will be the questions, and then you work them out, and we can